I play 7-string guitar here. I have my Benedetto available right here. I think I'm live here. Am I live? Go live. Oh yeah, I'm going live right now. Right now on Instagram. I thought I was live, but I wasn't live on Instagram. So anyway, so let me move over here a little bit. Yeah, so I just want to make sure I can see it. I'm actually streaming to 5 platforms, everybody. So do me a favor. Please share my live stream with everybody. And if you don't follow me, please follow me. So you know what I usually do? When I get on these lives, I'm usually like not warmed up. So this is a 7-string guitar. So this is tricky. Watch this. So I'm practicing chromatic scale just to warm up. So I got to go. This is a 7-string A on the bottom. So I got to hit that. If I want to do a chromatic warm-up scale. So to be able to play that on the 6th string, I got to do that. It's a lot of work this kid. So this is how you do a chromatic scale on a 7-string guitar with a low A. See what I'm doing, everybody? I'm just doing a warm-up for you because I usually just start playing. See what I'm doing? I could do that too, a chromatic scale on the 7-string. I could go up the neck. It gets really tricky because you got to go 4 frets and then you got to go 3 frets down and play the chromatic scale. Now you can stay in position on the guitar. So I'm just doing the chromatic scale in position now. On the 7-string, it's really tricky. So I'm just doing a little warm-up for you just so you can see how I warm up because I usually do these live streams without warming up. Oh, thanks for the comment, Ty, on YouTube. I appreciate you. Oh, no, you're on Facebook. So I'm streaming to 5 different places, everybody. So look at this. So when I'm practicing, right now I'm going to have some new lessons out on my Patreon and my, on my website for, lessons on how to play the 7-string because I'm getting a lot of demand now for playing the 7-string. Like I have the arpeggios, the basic arpeggios using the 7-string with the low A. Here's a low A. So this is tune E, A, D, G, B, A. With the low A note, which is the way George Van Epps used to play, okay, everybody? And so someone asked me, are you going to do like a syllabus or something or an ebook about the 7-string guitar? Yes, I am. I'm working on that right now. So I just did a whole lesson about arpeggios, like taking the C, okay, and taking the C scale, the C major arpeggio. Now look at this. This is complicated on the 7-string because you have the low A here. A lot of guitar players can't read this low on treble clef. They call it treble clef, actually, guitar players. So this is a little bit easier. This is what I usually do when I'm playing the 6-string guitar. I'll do this arpeggio like this. Really basic stuff. But on the 7-string, it makes it much harder. Then you hit the A arpeggio. See that big jump there with the A? You got that really low A note there. You see that? So I'm doing a little warm up for you, what I usually do, and I'm starting to really learn these arpeggios on the 7-string, the chromatic scale. I'm going to have these lessons written out for you. But let me see. Some people are asking some questions already on YouTube. On Instagram too. Someone asked me about, do I have an EQ pedal? I don't have an EQ pedal. Who asked that question here? Do you ever use a compressor or EQ pedal? Dave Gimp. I rarely use that. I just use the EQ of my amp, but I do have the pedals in my closet over here, like a lot of pedals from Seymour Duncan, and I have tons of those kinds of pedals. And so yes, I do use an EQ pedal sometimes, but very rarely. I just use the set of the amp. So someone's asking me, what kind of guitar am I playing today? You can't really see this, but I'm using a Benedetto. This is a handmade guitar, everybody. A Benedetto 16B. I heard it was named after the guy that got me playing 7-string guitar, Mr. Bucky Pizzarelli. A 16B 7-string guitar. Okay, and I'm outfitted with some pretty, with Labella jazz tape strings, which, I'm going to the NAMM show. If you're going to be there, everybody, I hope to see you there. And my sponsor this year at NAMM is Labella Strings. So these are the strings I use, everybody, for all my jazz guitars. You can only use these strings on an archtop guitar like this. Okay, these are Labella jazz tapes, and there's this is a 7-string set, everybody, and it goes from 14 to 79. So I use 14s on top. Some people are like going, "Wow, kings, that's crazy." So anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm used to playing 14s and all the way down the neck. I'm gonna play a song in a minute. Is there any advice you can give? Not rush medium tempo guitar, solo guitar. Oh man, use a metronome. And try to think laid back. I play ahead a lot, when I'm playing, because I'm trying to get stuff out. And you got to have a band if you're playing if you're playing ahead. You got to have a band where they lay back, and they keep you in tempo. I've hung out with George Benson before. I did a little post about George Benson recently, and he told me I work a lot with this bass player. I mean, I've worked a lot of gigs with his bass player, his former bass player named Stanley Banks. And Stanley, if you work with Stanley, man, he's a stickler for time. And he'll tell you, man, that drummer's rushing. Now, he plays really laid back, he's brutal with drummers. And so you got to lay back, you got to think laid back. And I have to think about that myself all the time. I'm always trying to improve my playing. So you got to think, if you're playing medium, just, it's good to work with a metronome and think behind the beat. You could play ahead, on the beat, behind the beat. There's so many ways you could do that. Let me play something medium right now, see if I can keep the tempo and keep going. Then I want to answer some questions on TikTok too. And that's a great question. That was a question from Ben Darce. Appreciate you, Ben. And everybody, let me play you a song for now and get going here. Miss Leslie, my friend Leslie, how are you doing, man? Great to see you guys. My great singer friend Leslie Harrison, go check her out, follow her. She's an amazing vocalist. We do a lot of gigs together. And let me play something now. I haven't played. Let me try this. All right. Ha So yeah, so I'm live right now, and I'm actually just doing. I was trying to keep my medium tempo by myself at the same tempo. And when I start doing the fast stuff, man, I've got to really think. Wow, I got to play behind because I'm like, because when you're executing that stuff, on the guitar, especially by yourself, you got to be really thinking about the time and consciously. So that's a great question about playing medium. So thank you, everybody. I feel a lot better. It's really hard to go live and perform for people and take questions on the fly like this, And most of the time I'm like not warmed up, but today I'm pretty warmed up. I warmed up like 5-10 minutes. Usually I just start playing, and it's really hard to do that. So I know I'm ignoring people on TikTok. I'm sorry, guys. I'm on 5 platforms right now, everybody. So let me answer a couple of TikTok questions. If you're enjoying what I do, I have badges on Instagram, if you want to donate to my cause or anything like that. And on YouTube and every place else, I have super chats, and I really appreciate everybody. And and on TikTok, you also give gifts and stuff like that. And I'm going to answer some questions right now. I'm only going to go for like about 45 minutes. I have a student at 3 with a 9-year-old out of California. He's going to be a really great player. He's already doing some auditions and stuff. And I've been teaching him for a year. He's a really great guitar player. And watch out for this guy. They start really young, everybody. So, so let me keep going here. Let me answer some questions on TikTok because I've been neglecting you guys. And I appreciate you guys on TikTok. I have the most followers on TikTok. And I appreciate you guys. And let me just answer a few TikTok questions. And I'm going to answer some actual, questions on Instagram too. Do jazz guitarists sweep pick differently than metal guitar players? That's a good question. Someone's asking about sweep picking. I did a whole lesson on picking techniques on Acoustic Guitar Magazine. in their issue. I think it was last year's issue, or it was last year or the year before in 2021. I don't know, actually. I'm not quite sure. But I mean, you know, when I sweep, I have different kinds of exercises. So I use a slight angle like George Benson does because I was taught that years ago by hanging out with him, and also from Rodney Jones, really great guitar player, a teacher at Juilliard, actually. So I mean, I'm not quite sure about that. Actually, I never compared my sweep picking to to metal guitar players because I've always done it through jazz, you know, the jazz way. So one good exercise is doing this actually. So I'm doing this 4-fret pattern, okay, and I'm actually going. So it's a little difficult. It's weird on the 7th string, but I'm actually doing this pattern. You can practice across the fingerboard like this. I mean, there's different kinds of exercise you can use, but I don't know if I use a metal kind of picking technique like metal guys. That's the problem. Because also when you're playing a lot of metal, just so you guys know, I'm using most of the time my pedal board is the floor here, nothing. Someone actually put up a post, like Peter Bernstein, this great jazz guitar player, friend of mine. He was playing someplace in California. And a friend of mine took a picture of his pedal board, which is the floor, no pedals at all. So I don't use pedals most of the time, but when you're playing rock, metal, and stuff like that, you use a lot of overdrive and you know, sustain and all that. And I tend not to so when you actually have sustain, you know, your note, you don't have to hit the guitar as hard to get a note out of it. I mean, here, if I have this on overdrive, this will last a lot longer. This will die out. So you have to really use your own technique to hold the string. You understand? So anyway, that's a great question. Let me answer a couple more questions on TikTok here because you're my biggest fans over here. So someone's asking me to play your own sweet way. I haven't played that in a long time. I might play that. How do you fix the bridge? How do you fix it? Let me see. That's a question. Bebop major. Someone asked me to play a major basic bebop jazz scale. So just so you know, guys, I have a lesson right now on TikTok, everywhere, actually on YouTube, everywhere, that shows the major bebop scale. It's basically a major scale. Well, actually, a bebop scale is basically putting passing tones through any of the whole steps of any scale. But the major bebop is just a passing tone. Remember, it's not a tension. It's a passing tone between the 5th and 6th. So in the key of C, it's C, D, E, F, G, passing tone, G sharp, then A, B, and C. Then backwards, the same thing. C, B, A flat, passing tone. If you're guitar player, practice it everywhere. That's hard on the 7th string, man. So you know what I mean? So that's the major bebop scale, basically, everybody. Okay, so let me hey, Ty, and thank you, Oscar, on YouTube for watching. Now let me keep going here. You're welcome. What kind of guitar is that? Someone already asked. That's a Benedetto. In your own suite, how do you keep to fix your bridge is lifting up too much? Oh, I don't know. That's a technical question. So like so my bridge is just a wooden bridge here on this guitar. Okay. So it doesn't really lift or anything. This might be movable too. I think this is fixed. But some of my guitars, the bridge is not fixed. Okay. So this is a 7-string Benedetto. I think this is fixed. So I can't, but a lot of archtop guitars, you can actually move it. You know, like it's not glued onto the body. But on this guitar it is. I don't know why. But I think on this D'Angelico here, which I'm going to play, is a 6-string. And thank you, D'Angelico, for this great guitar. Okay, this is a really great guitar from D'Angelico, guys. Take a look at it. D'Angelico XL1, Premier XL, and it's a really great 6-string guitar. Because I play 6-string. Remember, if you play 7-string, you still play 6-string. It's the other way around. You know, because people always ask me, "Hey, man, wow, you play seven? You play seven string?" So they think I don't play six string. That's not true. If you play six string, if you play seven string, you still play six string. So this is a really great guitar. Now this bridge, I don't think it's fixed. If I push it, it'll move. Okay, it's just so you guys know. That's really interesting. I prefer to have it move because then I can tune it myself. I'm gonna do a lesson about that one day here on social media about that. This is a really great guitar. Let me play you a song on this one before we keep going and answer some more questions. But let me actually keep answering some questions because people are asking me questions. How do you play clean octaves? So that's a great question. I'm going to put a post about that. I actually have an octaves lesson on my website, about how to play octaves. So when you're playing an octave, everybody, it's kind of difficult because what you're going to have to do is this. You have to actually hit the strings without making the other strings sound. Now, I see guys, when I'm recording, sometimes I'm doing a session and I listen to the guitar by itself. You can hear the strings ringing, and I hate that because when you're trying to hit a note, you don't want to hear any of that. So when you're playing an octave, guys, first when you play octaves between the fourth and sixth string like this, there's a couple of ways you can play octaves. For example, if I'm playing these two notes here, A to A, sixth string to the fourth string, fifth fret and seventh fret. To play that clean, for example, you have to learn how to mute with your left hand. Or there's a couple of ways you could use a pick and hit it straight through that way, like this. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Scott mentioned that the Benedetto bridge is fixed in place. Scott, I don't like the bridge fixed in place personally because then I can't adjust it if I really need to. Anyway, here. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting all six strings and I'm muting. So you got to learn how to mute with your left hand when you do that. Or you can use your pick to do that, or you can go with your thumb, which is a nicer sound actually. Or you can use hybrid picking. That can eliminate the need to hit across. You understand, everybody? So I'm doing that. Now, so I can play the octave like this, or I can play it like this. This is much harder to do. I'm across 4 strings now. And to be able to mute that is really hard. So a lot of guys play the octaves like this. So if you want to practice, just go up to the neck, up one string, up the scales. That's one exercise. Now when you get to the second and fourth string, a little out tune, and then I like to tune the guitar in octaves too. So you have a 3-fret stretch. So what I'm doing is I'm muting with my left hand. I'm actually hitting all 6 strings. On the first and third string, it's the same distance. So you have to learn how to mute with your left hand to get it, or your what we call an acoustic guitar magazine, your fretting hand, because you could be left-handed. You know what I mean? So that's hard to do. So I use my pick most of the time. Sometimes I'll use my You should be able to play your lines and octaves, just like your single line stuff, I'm just using. You have to be able to play lines with your octaves. It's very important to play like that, actually, to learn how to, chord melody too is exactly the same thing. Play your lines in chord melodies, which is a whole different topic we can get into completely. So those are some great questions. Man, I got a lot of questions on TikTok, man. Where you guys coming from? Let me answer some questions now on Instagram. Hey, so new guitar player here. I have drums, by the way. This is John. This is someone from Instagram. John McNamara 29, new guitar player here. I play drums, by the way. I was practicing the F major scale today, and I moved the fingering up 1 fret. I noticed it turned out to be a harmonic minor. What? F sharp harmonic minor. I guess I'm on the right path. You know what, John? Um, if you play that up one fret, I don't know what. I mean, if you play the same scale, I don't know how you play the F major scale. If you play the F major scale in first position, you have a bunch of open string. That's the tricky part about the guitar, is to be able to play those scales and use the same fingering. So I'll tell you something. I used to stay with Pat Martino, and he would do this. And he would press the nut as a fret. So you don't have to change your fingering. I still can't do this. So when you go up one fret, then you have your finger. Oh, that's hard. See what I'm doing? That's weird, isn't it? I'm playing my nut as a fret. So Pat Martino used to do that stuff, man. I was like, wow, man, that's wild. I can't really do that. I used to try. I practice like that sometimes because he said that you should learn how to do that, but I've never really mastered that. So if you really want to get into guitar playing and you're serious about this, anybody who wants to learn guitar, you got to get a teacher. You can't be looking at YouTube videos and me talking to you live and really get, and then you can't really tell how you're playing. Someone has to tell you, well, you're not doing this correctly, you're not doing this. So social media is great and stuff like that. If you just want to get a fast lesson and to think you could actually play from social media, it's a whole different story. Someone's got to hear you. I've got to actually hear you and say, look, you're not pressing your finger here correctly. You're not playing that chord cleanly. You're not doing this technique. That's why you have a teacher. So anyway, let me keep going. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, man. There's so many people on TikTok, man. Now, let me keep going. So, oh man, there's a bunch of new questions. Let me go up first on TikTok. I got so many questions on TikTok here. I see you on TikTok. Good. So everybody share my live stream if you're enjoying what you do, what I'm doing. Please share it. I appreciate you guys, everybody on Instagram, everybody. And that's it, and if you're, please support my channel. If you're on on YouTube, of course, there's super chats. There's badges on Instagram, and then you have gifting on TikTok. And I don't know about Twitter and Facebook, but I think they have the same thing now. But anyway, so let me keep going. Let me keep answering questions. That t-shirt is legend. So someone's asking about the t-shirt. So this is on my website. These are my, some people can see these on YouTube. You can see these and stuff on Facebook, but these are my 6 and 7 string jazz guitar hero shirts. And they're very popular items that I sell on my website. So check it out, and support jazz musicians. I'm going to have a t-shirt called Support a 7 string jazz guitarist. Because you know what? Because the more you play jazz, the more you lose. I'm just kidding. So let me keep going. So someone mentioned Jimi Hendrix. Are you a fan of Dario? My good friend Dario, who's actually on YouTube here, asked me, do I like Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan? Of course I do. Jimi Hendrix was one of my first influences, and he is the greatest rock guitar player ever. One time I did like a little tribute to Eddie Van Halen, and someone said, wow, thank you, dark person or black person or something, for playing for mentioning Eddie Van Halen. I was like, what? One of the first rock guitar player, most famous ever, was a black guy named Jimi Hendrix. So it's amazing. So now Jimi Hendrix was a master, man, and I loved him, man. And you watch his videos, you'll see. If you never checked him out, I think most people have, because Rolling Stone magazine named him the ¡1 guitarist of all time. Anyway, let me keep going here. That's a great question, Dario. I love you. Dario's a friend of mine, and he's a great guy. And so let me see. Let me keep going now. Let me answer some questions now on TikTok here, and I won't neglect you, Instagram. Let me go. Hi, your music is great. You feel good. I don't know that one. Play a song. Okay, I'm gonna play a song, everybody. Your opinion of Joe Pass. I love Joe Pass, man. I saw him do a workshop when I was in college, man. I was like 18, 19. and he was amazing, man. That guy could play with his fingers, play the classical. He played the pick really well. He reminds me of Russell Malone's really good at that stuff too. A friend of mine. I try to play all that stuff too. But anyway, it was really interesting. We were like 100 guitar players or 200 guitar players at this workshop at Berkeley when I was there, and the place was packed. And you know what he said? He said, "Hey, everybody, there must be one or two good guitar players in this room. You know why? It's the law of averages," he said. And I was like, wow, that's a funny statement, man. But he's right. If there's 200 guitar players in the room, there's got to be one or two that are good. So anyway, let me play something. Let me do. So this is a 6-string guitar right now. So remember, I still play 6-string. Yeah, so that's a 6-string version of that song. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Again, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, you can learn how to do chord melody and all that stuff. I have my chords at your fingertip books on my website, for example, that you can pick up. This is a really popular book that's available on my website, and it's actually a bunch of lessons I did with myself on chord melody and walking bass lines and all the stuff I'm doing today. And there's a bunch of other great writers in this book, like Adam Levy, who's a great guitar player. You guys probably know about him. Sean McGowan, Jane Miller, and Jeffrey Pepper Rogers. They all work for Acoustic Guitar Magazine. This is released by them on How Letter Music. And also, you know, if you enjoy what I hear, I have a lot of stuff on my website for my new album, which was a top 10 record in the Jazz Week charts in 2022, and also the top 100 in Jazz Week last year. Okay, so I mean, if you want to take lessons with me and learn about jazz guitar, etc., you know, send me a direct message or do anything you like that. I'm gonna keep answering some questions here, but that was called My Shining Hour. So let me continue now. Let me answer some more questions here. Gotta check it out. Let me wait to some people here on Instagram now. There's a lot of people watching right now everywhere, and I appreciate you guys for watching on your Saturday afternoon. I'm going to be going live once a week, usually on the weekends if I'm available. Next week, I'll be in Savannah, Georgia. Next weekend, I'm going to be visiting the Benedetto factory. So let me take out my Benedetto guitar, everybody. I'm going to be going live and doing some footage over there. I'm ramping up my social media channels here. So let me show you the Benedetto I have here. 7-string that I have. And watch out, guys. I have a Ron Jackson model coming out very soon, by the fall. So I'm not going to tell you who's manufacturing it. They might be watching, though. So Bergama Simba. Oh, yeah, let me say, hey, I'm just saying hi to some people right now on Instagram. And I'm going to answer some questions on Instagram. Then I'll get to my TikTok friends, because you guys have so many questions on TikTok. Oh, someone said, do I listen to Guthrie Govan? Yeah, I've listened to him. He's great, man. There's so many great guitar players, man. The most important thing is don't worry about them. Just worry about yourself. That's what I say. My guitar teacher, who was Melvin Sparks, you know, if you saw some of my posts, I have Melvin Sparks. He's one of my mentors on guitar. He said, don't worry about, he used to say this, he said the saying, don't worry about this guy's money, worry about your money. So don't worry about your guitar playing, worry about their guitar playing, worry about your guitar playing. And I listen to all kinds of guitar players, man. There's so many great guitar players, man. You can't just you can't keep up with them. And there's so many schools churning these guys out, you know. Tons of guitar players, you know. It's like kind of crazy. You know, it's like, so I don't know what to do, man. I just got to keep practicing and just keep up with all this stuff. And to be me. Let me see. Let me look at these questions here on Instagram. And then I'm going to get to TikTok in a minute, please. So let me see. Because TikTok, you're my most famous. Do you use any pentatonic with jazz? Do you fuse the scale do you fuse scales? Of course. That's a great question, Nick Nicolask. You got some crazy names here. Yes, of course. So I mean, you know, let's say I'm playing a C major or a B flat major 7, or B flat major 7, and I play play it as a sharp 11. I can do A minor. I could do an A minor pentatonic. So you can fuse them, of course you can. I have to get used to it. I just picked up my 7-string again, man. It's like I have to adjust again. Remember when you play between 6 and 7-string? I have when I play the 6-string, I have missing string syndrome. I think there's a 7-string there. I have to get used to it again. So I'm playing like an A minor pentatonic on so you get the Lydian sound. See what I did on my 7-string here? pattern, for example, you could go. Remember, you can do your pentatonic scale so many different ways. Your scale so many different ways. I've been studying with Mike Stern, and you know, you could do these different kinds of patterns. I'm doing the same 4 notes so many different ways. So you can practice your scales like that too. Just a great question. Now, let me see. Slash joined. No, not the real Slash. Sorry. Let me see who else is up here. Let me just wait till all these great people on Instagram too. So I'm gonna. Do you like? Oh, the last question is so pretty. Okay, great. Let me answer some questions now on TikTok, and get going here. Okay, TikTok. There's like 20 questions on TikTok. Oh, hold on. Scott Wackerman, are you playing through an amp now? So Scott on YouTube asked me, am I playing through an amp? Yes, I'm playing through a Fender Tone Master Deluxe Reverb using a Celestion Copperback 250-watt speaker. Now, the Copperback speaker is amazing, man. I know, I'm a Celestion artist, everybody, and they make this speaker that you cannot break, they told me. You cannot blow this out, they told me. And it's so clean. And it's, yes, I'm playing through an amp right now. There's a cable right through my guitar. You see it, everybody? So I'm playing through an amp. So let me answer some questions now. That's a great question, Scott. And thank you guys for watching, everybody. Please share my live stream with everybody. What kind of tuning? Okay, let me go down these questions. Someone's asking about the shirts here. So these are all the Guitar Hero shirts here. There's another set over here, but you can't see them, guys, on TikTok. I'm sorry. There's a 7-string Jazz Guitar Heroes. So if you can look up my TikToks, you'll find that I have a friend that names all 7. It's my most popular TikTok. It's pinned up to the top of my TikTok. So check it out, guys. It's pretty funny. He was able to name them live on a gig, and we were filming it, and it's like the most popular TikTok we have. Okay, so my tuning is just, someone's asking my 7-string tuning. It's just E, A, D, G, B, E, A. That's all. Just a low A string. Okay, let me keep going here. I only have like about an hour because I have a student at 3 here Eastern Standard Time. Oh, standard it sounds. Good. Thank you. Love Blues. What brand guitar? So this is a Benedetto and the D'Angelico over here, my 6-string. Okay. We're always blessed with a positive energy to you and your wonderful family. Thank you. Guild, no. What do you do? What you do wonderful. I don't know that one. Sounds like a piano. Thanks. There Will Never Be Another You. I could do that. Someone asked me about There Will Never Be Another You. Someone asked me another. Someone asked me for In Your Own Sweet Way earlier. Let me do that for you guys. So let me do this right now. Let me see. I haven't done it in a while. All right. So someone requested In Your Own Sweet Way a little bit earlier. Oh, yeah, that's a really great song. I haven't played it in so long. Like, there's so many songs meant to memorize and remember. So, let me keep answering these questions here. Um, okay, what kind of model, what kind of guitar is that? I already answered those questions. Awesome. Someone says it sounds like don't let the notes ring. Someone just mentioned that metal guitar players don't let their notes ring. I don't think that's true. I think metal guitar players actually let the notes ring a lot too, and they play a lot of fast stuff. But anyway. So let me keep going. How do you fix the bridge? Okay, someone asked. I just answered that question. Okay, the same questions. Okay, movable scale. Is that a movable scale? Someone says that they play 10 string here. What's the hardest thing I can play? I don't know. There's so many things. I think everything. Someone's asking me, what's the hardest thing to play? That's a funny question, guys, because I think it's hard to play anything. I think that's the problem. When the more I play the guitar, the harder it is. So the 7-string guitar is tricky. This guitar right here, because there's so many ways to play this thing, and there's so many more possibilities than a 6-string just because you have an extra string. But the 6-string is still hard too. But I think it's easier than this. That's the thing that I think about. It's easier than the 7-string because it is easier. Because when I had to play the 7-string, I had to relearn how to read on the guitar. So I can read on both guitars now. I'm a pretty good reader, note reader. Not tabs, guys. Not tabs is not really reading. Just so you know that. Reading tabs is not reading. So, but I don't have anything against tabs, but you got to know the song if you're reading tabs. So the most important thing is that that you got to really nothing is easy to me. So let's keep going here. Brother man, hey, someone said brother man. Is it hard to mute while doing a Dorian scale on chords? Yeah, so when you're playing in general, you got to learn how to mute. Hey, hello from your studio in Vermont. Good to see you. Amazing. What can be done with a C, G, and A? Someone's asking me about C, G, and A chord. A lot can be done. We just got to put them in songs or something. Or you could do arpeggios, all kinds of different things. Great guitar. Thank you. Do you know Pirates of the Caribbean, bro? No, I don't know that. What's that shirt behind you? So people keep asking me about the shirts. So these are my 6-string and 7-string Jazz Guitar Hero shirts. So just go to my website. If you like them, just go. You can buy one. And I'll give you guys a deal today. If you're listening carefully, you can get I'll give you the. I have a coupon code that you could use just to save just today. If you go to my website, just use RJ20. You get 20% off this shirt. Okay, RJ20 on my website. Actually, you can save on anything on my website just today. Okay. So please share the code if you want to buy something on my website. So you can get this shirt 20% off. RJ20. So let me keep going. Right on. Not true. Someone said not true. I don't know what you're talking about. What type of instrumentation in ensemble is your favorite to play in? I like Hammond organ trio or like guitar trio. 7-string guitar trio. So I can do all my 7-string stuff, and the bass player's got to be. How do you harmonize the scale or mode? Someone said, okay, I'll answer a couple questions here. You can harmonize a scale or mode so many different ways, guys. So you could harmonize them in seconds. Let's say I'm playing a C major. Let's do a different scale, like a G major. I could do a G major in seconds. So here's the G major scale. Seconds, thirds. Fourths. Fifths. Whatever you feel like doing. Those are just 2 notes at a time. You could do them 3 notes at a time, 4. You could do inversions. There's just so many ways to do chords. So don't limit yourself, everybody. Try to figure out your own way. One thing that I like about guitar, every guitar player has a unique sound because there's so many ways you can play the same note. So if I'm doing a note like this, I just did it that way, but I can go, that's C, D, and E. Or that's 3 ways. Another way. See how many ways I play that out? Depending on the guitar player, you could do that your own style. So that's what's really cool about the guitar, everybody. You could be individual and just do and hit your own sound because of the way you fret the notes and the way you inflect the notes. So that's what's unique about the instrument. That's why there's so many guitar players that sound different. I mean, not some guys sound like other guys, but uniquely there, you can be unique in your own way with the guitar. I think a good example was Jimi Hendrix or Jeff Beck or Eddie Van Halen. There's so many. They're all individual the way they play their styles. Or George Benson, Wes Montgomery, all those cats. You find your own way on the guitar because of the way it's tuned, everything like that. I don't know what you think about that opinion, but So guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to have to finish in a couple of minutes because I have a student at 3 p.m. If you want to study with me, go to my website, follow me, share my live stream, watch my videos. You can study with me in person, or you can come to my place. I have students now who come to my place because it's better to teach here in person. But I have students all over the country, and also if you enjoy what I did today, please purchase a badge if you like on Instagram, or super chat me on YouTube. I have all that stuff now. Or you can just go to PayPal at Ron Jackson Music or Zelle or Venmo and donate, to support us artists. And the most important thing is follow me and share what I do. And also go to Bands in Town and follow me. I'm almost at 1,000 followers on Bands in Town. I'm trying to get to 1,000. Bands in Town. Everything's at Ron Jackson Music. So please share everything with your friends and fans. And if you have any questions, just contact me directly. Also on my website, if you join my email list, I'm giving you a free lesson. Okay, go to ronjacksonmusic.com. So it's everywhere at Ron Jackson Music. Please share this. And I appreciate you guys. I've got to get going. I got to go teach. I'm going to go live once a week, at least a couple times a week, And please share. And right now I'm all 5 platforms. And I appreciate everybody watching. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. I'm sorry I couldn't answer all your questions, but there's too many questions, and not enough time. And I got to teach my 9-year-old out in California right now at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So have a great time, everybody, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay? Thank you. And thanks for all the support, everybody, and for all the fans and everything. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Let me end my broadcast everywhere, one at a time.